All right, we are looking at some problems on page 473. I'm going to start with number 7 here. It says, find the image of each figure under the given translation. So there's a rule. This again is number 7. Here's this rule. It says, in parentheses, x comma y, then you move with this translation. X plus 3, y plus 2. Here is the original picture here. So this would be called the, just for vocabulary sense, this is called a pre-image. And we are going to move this with this translation and make a new image. There's basically, it's a triangle here. You just focus in on the 3 points provided, and you just move plus 3, which basically means x either goes left or to the right, and when it's positive, positive 3 goes to the right, and then y value is up or down. When it's plus 2, that means it goes up. So each point here, so this point here, it goes 3 over 1, 2, 3, up 2, 1, 2, and I'll just put a dot there. This one down here, across 3, 1, 2, 3, up 2, right here. And this finally, oops, looks like I might have over 3, up 2. I'm going to draw my new triangle right on the word pre-image. But basically, this is all you would be doing with these first few problems. Move with this translation. Here's the rule, x plus 3, y plus 2. Not super duper hard. Also, if you look in the back of the book, instead of actually drawing this new image in red, they actually just give you the location point. So they'll say, okay, one location point is 2, 4. One location point is -3, 1. And the final one here is 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 up, 6 to the left, -6, 5. And so they might give you these as your answers, the 3 new location points. All right, we are looking at number 14 here. I'm just going to read the directions. The blue figure is a translation image of the red figure. Write a rule to describe each translation. So basically, the red is the before, and then the blue is the new image. Okay, and we want to figure out a rule that moves this red to this blue. Now, most of the figures, it's easy if you're looking at a triangle or a square. The 4 points, and you just pick 1 point. So these are parabolas, and parabolas are kind of smooth, and it's hard to pinpoint a particular point, but each parabola comes with a vertex here. And so if you just focus in on that one vertex, as opposed to trying to figure out, well, what is this? You know, you want to hit where you for sure have a clear point. We're going to figure out that this red moves a certain spaces to the right, and it looks like it moves down to get to this blue. When we write the rule, we're going to start off saying x comma y. Basically, that says this is where we started with. We're going to move in this direction. X is going to go from this dot to this dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 4, because you're moving to the right, comma, down 1, 2, -2. And that's your rule for this number 14. Okay, next I'm going to look at number 16 here. I'm going to first read it and then kind of walk through the problem. It says, Nikisha and her parents are visiting colleges. They leave their home in Eden, Oklahoma, and drive to Tulsa, which is 107 miles east and 18 miles south of Eden. From Tulsa, they go to Norman, 83 miles west and 63 miles south of Tulsa. Draw the diagram to show their trip, then tell where Norman is in relationship to Eden. So there's a lot going on there. What we're going to first do is draw this figure here, this scenario. So let me zoom out a little bit. Number 16. So I'm going to reread it here. It says, Natisha is visiting her parents. They leave their home from Eden. So this is Eden here. And drive to Tulsa, which is 107 miles east. So you got to know your basic north, south, east, and west. So with this picture here, I'm going to go 107 miles this direction, east, and then also 18 miles south. So obviously these aren't actual numbers here, but then this would be the city of Tulsa. So I'm just going to put Tulsa here. From Tulsa, they go to Norman, which is 83 miles west. And of course, west means you go this way. Not quite as far as 107, so you go this much. I'll go 83 there. And then 63 miles south. So still going downwards, 63 miles south. They end up in a city called Norman. So one, they ask for the diagram, and that's pretty much what the diagram would look like. Then they say, tell where the city of Norman is in relationship to Eden, where they started with. So when you deal with this, you're going to basically say, Norman is a certain amount of miles east or west of Eden, and also Norman is a certain amount of miles north or south of Eden. Okay, so when I look at this, if I'm trying to figure out the north-south, here's Eden, here's Norman. It looks like it's not west of it. It is still east of Eden here. So we're going to say Norman is east of it. How many miles? Well, he went 107 this way, then went back 83. The difference between these two numbers, going east and coming back west, is going to end up being 24 miles. So this city is 24 miles east of Eden, where we started. And Norman, down here at the bottom, is definitely south of Eden, where we started. We went 18 miles south, and we went another 63, so you don't subtract those. You want to add those together, and it ends up being 81 miles south of Eden too. So it's about drawing a diagram, knowing your east, west, north, and south, and then kind of the comparison game. How many miles am I this or that of the original spot? I'm going to close out with number 28 here. They're going to ask you to write a single translation that has the same effect as each of the composite translation. Composite means there's two or more movements. Okay, so we are going to move something once, then move it twice, and then you're going to put it together as one single rule here. So if you look at this first movement here, I'm just going to put a dot here. If you went +2, you would go 2 to the right, +5, you'd go 5 up. Okay, and then you'd end up here. And then that would be one transition. But then from here, you're going to -4 for x. That means you go this way, and then you add another 9. So if I was on graph paper, this thing would be way up here now. Well, I want to put this together as a single translation, and this will be the answer here in red. Start at xy to do this movement and then this movement. Really, the overall effect to get from here to here, x, if you notice, +2, -4, it actually has a difference of -2. +2 this way, -4 this way. Really, it's went -2 to the west. The y value went +5, +9. It kept on going up. It's +14 now. And that is what we would call a composite. Okay, 2 or more movements to make one.